Hi everyone, Stephen Alexander here. Welcome to Politically Impaired. Now, I'm going to be doing a video on the wage gap today. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because, frankly, I'm getting really sick and tired of women just constantly bringing up this argument. Most of the time, socially, I have quite a bit of female friends. Some of them that are sort of liberal, sort of, and a feminist and whatnot. And it's really difficult to have conversations with these type of people. And the reason why is because they watch a YouTube video, or they don't bother doing any statistics, mind you. That might be a little bit too much to ask for a reasonable argument. But the 70 cents on a dollar, comparable to men argument constantly comes up. And there's a lot of factors that people don't really take into consideration. Now, when statistics, the Board of Statistics there decided to do this research, men, how much men would make as a whole compared to how much women make as a whole, it wasn't for the same job. And that argument can be thrown back and forth, left, right, and center, but the truth of the matter is we're in a different age right now. Now, the age that we're at, women are just realistically in the last 10 years entering the marketplace. So these people, these men that have been in their positions for the last 20 years, obviously you're going to have seniority and are going to be paid more for the same job. So that kind of gets washed out, right? Not to mention the whole, having babies thing, or staying home and, or putting in less hours than men because they care more about their family, or they care more about their spare time. Now, this can be said about most women, not all women, mind you. As a whole, men do make more money than women, and that's where the the 70 cents on the dollar thing really came from initially, if you look it up. So that being said, right, where is this 30% coming from? Now men have to defend, working hard, reaching their goal, putting shit on the line, and trying to figure out, trying to figure out their life financially. So men work hard. They acquire the things they like to acquire, like the sports cars and the nice home and all that stuff. And out of that, all right, women, maybe it's a jealousy factor, I'm guessing, because they'll get hired and get paid less for the same job, thinking, hey, I deserve the same amount of money as you do. And the men are sitting here like, I've been doing this job for 25 years. No, you don't. Which is perfectly reasonable. But that will change over the next few decades. As women start slowly entering that particular marketplace, men are going to be retiring, and women will soon have that title where, I've been here for this many years, that's why I make more than you. And she's going to be talking to her male intern that's making half the amount of money that she's making. It makes perfect sense. So in this day and age, right now, we're seeing a lot of change when it comes to that stuff. Now, when it comes to the wage gap as a whole, I was not satisfied with pulling up statistics off the internet. I was not satisfied. So, quite some time ago, I called a bunch of companies. People don't consider the trades, and it's very important. All these people that do all these statistics and whatnot, they're pencil pushers. They're fucking white-collar douchebags. For some reason, they go to work, they don't look at the roads, the road that they're driving on. They bring their car into the shop every day, not thinking, hey, who's fixing my car every time something breaks down, The tradesmen make the world go around. And white-collars just seem to forget that somehow. So, my agenda is to point out exactly where at least a good percentage of the wages actually go. What I'm seeing is a male-dominated line of work when it comes to the trades. So most trades pay exceptionally well, much higher than the average. So after doing my research, I have accumulated what I need to accumulate, and this is the result. So have a look. Now, general contracting, we're talking about drywallers, whatever, right? Bathtub installers and tilers and all that stuff. You're looking at $13 to $30 an hour as the average wage. Not bad at all. Someone that has mastered the trade can make about $30 an hour. Good stuff. Now, out of the 10 companies that I called, the general contracting companies, I found that about 5% of them were women. 5%. You got 5% of women, could be making more money. All right? But they just started into the field. They'll make more money as they go. But still, Where's that other, fucking 45% that would make up the 50% population? Doesn't exist. So roofing, 0%. All right, and that wage is at $16 to $35 an hour, decent paying job. So $16 to $35 an hour, 0%. Out of the 10 companies I called, and I called local companies, I also called really big companies with, like corporations, roofing corporations, some of the biggest in the world actually. And out of that, there wasn't a single female roofer, not one. Masonry, $18 to $42 an hour, 0%. Out of the 10 companies I called, not a single mason. All right, these are the people that do your sidewalks and lay bricks, and there's a lot of heavy labor. I mean, understandable, right? So if there is a chick mason out there, I'm guessing she's got some broad shoulders and she's a bit of an Amazon, because it takes a lot to fucking pull those bags of concrete over your shoulder and haul. So moving on, mechanic. Your auto mechanic, $18 to $36 an hour, starting as an apprenticeship is much lower. But $18 to $36 an hour, 7%, not bad. That means women are getting into the auto mechanics field, which surprises me because from what I've seen of women, I've met a lot of women in my life, and I don't really know a whole lot are willing to A, get their hands dirty, or B, fuck with machinery. Women seem to be afraid of machinery for some reason, as a whole. Not every woman. Now, truck driver, $20 to $32 an hour. Not a bad wage at all. At that's actually going up. That's a 9%. 9%. Now, the people that I talk to, I ask about personality traits and whatnot, and most of the truck drivers seem to be women that are, single, or their grandmothers, or they never really met the right person, and they decided, fuck it, let's go make a decent wage. At least I can afford a house by myself and all that stuff. It pays really well. That's per hour. Now, if you're an owner-operator, it's a hell of a lot more than that. So, and there are a lot of female owner-operators out there as well. Right, so the 9%, that's the highest one on this list. Highest one. All right, it's truck driving. Women are getting more into truck driving. And I don't want to say because it's basically sitting on your ass. You don't need to get dirty or grimy with truck driving. I want to say that. I do, but I know that's not the case for every woman, so as a whole, maybe. But anyway, moving forward, road construction, $15 to $37 an hour, 0%. I made sure that I didn't accumulate the women that hold the signs for road construction. That you go through a fucking construction zone and this woman holding signs or flipping signs. Those are like 50% of the time that's a woman. I'm talking about the bobcat operators, the shovel operators, people like, hauling fucking asphalt with a wheelbarrow and a shovel. I'm talking about the steamrollers, the dump truck drivers that are involved with it. These are all males, So 0% for that. Women aren't going into the construction industry anytime soon, which you can't really blame them because it's a shitty job in the summertime, just like roofing. It'll just bake you to death. But anyway, moving on, electrician, $20 to $45 an hour, not accumulating for apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is always less, like I said. But anyway, that came to a 5%. So 5% of electricians. Now, there are different types of electricians. There's industrial electricians, there are home electricians, and there are, Hydro One, like working the power lines electricians. I made sure that I called different ones. Now, that 5% accumulates for residential electricians. I found absolutely no industrial electricians that are women. I found absolutely no hydro electricians that are women as well. Just residential. So, is it safe to say that women, if you really think about like roofing and a 0% for the roofing, a 0% for masonry, and 0% for construction and electrician, these are all dangerous jobs. They're all very dangerous jobs. Roofing in particular, all right? Obviously electrician. I don't think women are generally okay with putting their life on the line to make a wage. Men do this. You can call it stupid, you can call it whatever, but the job still needs to get done. And these positions have to be filled. So when someone comes in and offers you $20 an hour to start, all right, it's kind of difficult to turn down, all right? So you basically just, learn the procedures, make sure you do everything right. There might be a slight chance that you might not make it home. So male deaths on the workplace are actually much, much higher than women's. And that's been statistically proven over and over again. So men are willing to sacrifice their bodies to make a living. And we expect to get paid quite a bit for that. So perhaps the trades, explain the wage gap on a whole. Women simply aren't applying. That was one question that I asked every single company that I talked to. The question was, are you willing and able, to hire women on your staff for these positions? Every single one of them said yes. Every single one. There was not one exception. Every single one. If the qualifications are there, if they're trainable, okay, if they show up for work and are willing to put in the hours, and if they can keep up with the industry, then absolutely yes. So why aren't women applying? Why aren't women applying? All right. It seems to me that this wage gap thing it's certainly not a myth. It definitely exists, right? A lot of people saying that the wage gap is a myth. This is not a myth, right? But it is created and orchestrated by the lack of women workers going into certain fields. These are high-paying trades. All right. So the average person that starts at your company in the mailroom will start at minimum wage. A year later they get moved up to some other position they applied for, and they start it's now $16 an hour, and then it's $17 an hour. You can't tell me that the average office worker, makes $42 an hour as like a mason does. You can't tell me that stuff, right? Office work generally pays shit, in my opinion. I've been in Toronto, in the city, and I've worked office jobs, and I don't know anybody, maybe for executives, maybe executives make more, but most people under the executive title are making probably at most $22, $24 an hour, all right, and that's if you're good at your job. So that being said, all right, it's clear, and I can't be more clear where this wage gap thing is coming from. Again, certainly not a myth, all right? But women out there, you've done it to yourself because you don't apply. You've done it to yourself. So I suggest, all right, the next time that you bitch about the wage gap, if you haven't applied to be any of these trades at least once in your life, you have absolutely nothing to complain about. Absolutely nothing. Men are doing stupid jobs to get paid a lot of money. Women are doing easier jobs and getting paid less money. It makes perfect fucking sense. And you know what? The trades make the world go around. Look around you. Everything around you, from the sidewalks to the roads to the car you're driving, to the house that you live in, or the building that you live in, the apartment that you live in. These are all put together and maintained by men. Okay? And if you have a problem with that, if that bothers you, then go apply for the job. Go take a course, get your excavator's license, something. All right? Do something. All right? Or shut the fuck up. That's always an option too. So, since you have your rights, women always have their rights just as much as men do. All right? Actually, a little bit more. You have that option. All right? So, there's your option right there. All right? Either apply or shut the fuck up. Cool. Freedom of choice. Lots of rights for you. So as far as when the trades go, all right, either step up or shut up. It's that fucking simple. Anyway, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it for now. Feel free to comment, try to prove me wrong. I don't really care. I'll answer you. I like conversation. It's important. Engage back and forth. Let's do it up, right? Feel free. Now, before I go, I want to mention that my book. It's right here. The Book of Neophyte. All right. Been working on a long time. It's a 600-page bestseller and is available at your local Chapters Indigo. You can order on the website of Chapters Indigo, or you can go directly to my website, which is thebookofneophyte.com. You can find it right there. And if you want a free copy of the digital, I'm giving away for free for a very limited time. Very limited time. I've been authorized, advised by my publisher that I can't be giving away for free for much longer. So, all right, I'll give it maybe 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from whenever this video is posted, take a look. I stopped giving them away. So until then, all right, if you want a free copy of that, simply email the email in the description, and I'll send you a free copy. No problem. No questions asked, right? I only ask one thing. Subscribe. Please subscribe. You like, whatever. Leave a comment. And once again, my name is Stephen Alexander, excuse me, and thanks so much for watching, and have a good day.